Imperium du Sang, Chapter 8, Yorik. Sent to France, to an estate waiting me with the resources and casks of blood I needed to enculturate a splendid existence that might push past the black-yellow schismatic and wee torment that life has brought me. The loss of Charisse was overburdening. I wanted to leave the world, and so in a way I did. I became Amadeus. Even in my transmogrification within my soul, Yorik shined. In my willful effort as I explored this form, I found that some of the skills my master had, I had. The immortal blood had a strange way of stretching the power of the vampire and transferring it between host and vessel. The blood left me with gifts I did not have, and it had a way of enhancing natural talents. Flesh and bone moved for me effortlessly as it did my master, and I had some of the keenness of vampiric senses, speed and strength, though my gifts were not equivalent to the grace and strength that Amadeus is endowed with. Every few days I received correspondence that I was to answer and to obey. Some of the correspondence was ordinary, mundane communication. This communication included orders instructing me to make transactions with these officials, pay these bills and taxes, make sure deliveries are made to Germany and elsewhere. Some of the missives contained instructions on how to lead my knight's life. These precise calligraphic notes were highly detailed. The notes specified people that would be in attendance at the parties, things I must say, what I might talk about, notes I should pass. As instructed, I attended the galas, parties, and salons. It was disorientating seeing such beauty and comfort. This experience so alien from the world that I called home, the world of struggle and trial. Complexity wrote me, and I came to find myself riddled with such. When Charisse, my love, died within me, my shining soul felt diminished. I died, my heart's will died. I knew myself then as poor Yorik. In the music of my remaking, I found a love in the blood. I found a yearning for the virility, potency, poetry, and power of blood. Knowing myself to be a poor shadow of Amadeus. Digesting the digression, I fought with my hopeless feelings so I may dispel them, so that I might find power and life through my work. In the Chateau de la Rosa, I called home, had glorious rose gardens. In this city, Paris, roses were grown. Here and there, it was an odd assortment. Here a red rose, there a white rose, the flowers' messages. The rose gardens always curious. Attending to the parties of counts and duchesses, I had my coachman meet with a char à banc. I was taken to a beautiful palace, and as the dance was at its height, I wandered the grounds, hedge maze, with giddy maidens joyfully playing giddy-up. Still I wandered as the frolicking and froth was at its height. Peering and spying about, I found an arch of twisted roses, both red and white. Red, white, dancing in the succulent full moon, scanning the grounds left to right, and I catch a beautiful woman in a red dress in the corner of my eye. To my mind it seemed as if I saw no one, and maybe I didn't. The night was ending, and I returned to the char à banc. Before leaving, I saw the enchanted woman staring at me for a little too long. In that moment I took the night with an unshakable memory. Dreaming her, elusive, alluring, and amorous, awaking in the morning in a cold sweat, trying helplessly to attend to the tasks of the day, and throughout the day, I was off, but on. My distraction disturbed me, while my excitement pushed me toward the night. Restless, I had attendants inquire as to who this person might be. Within the week they could not find the answer. I despaired. In fleeting moments, like birds dancing across the summer sky, I dreamed of roses. Over the next summer month I wandered listlessly the city night. Where was the mysterious red rose of the night, the red queen of Paris? As I started walking the Seine River, my nose excited, then my body responding to an alluring scent. It guided me to such a smell of fragrant roses. In this mesmerized walk, I came upon the most beautiful rose garden I have seen. This garden full of hidden delight and dancing lights in the starry night skies. This woman I had been dreaming now was before me in a cut top, long trained silk red dress. She approached me loudly, sexually aggressive. She the predator, I the prey. While still having grace and poise, I almost babbled. I was stunned that such a woman existed. She gave me her hand coyly, playfully. She felt drawn to me. I forgot. I was no longer ugly. I was a morning star. I am Artemisia. I almost forgot that I was no longer Yorik. I am Amadeus. She smirked, as if she knew more about me than I would say. A second passed. She guided me, taking my hand. We walked behind the rose, and what should have been a road was another footpath. We took this hedge maze below, to a city of bones. Artemisia's presence was supernaturally calming. There were servants, well-dressed and joyful, that seemed blind to us as we strolled through the corridors of the castle made of bones. It must have taken centuries to craft with exquisite and painstaking detail this kingdom of bones. In these corridors we spiraled around, down, and up through this palace until we came to a wall. Then with a subtle slide of her hand across a mossy green stone, a wall slid free, and a large round red bed, with white lace above chenille, came down, and as if dazed, I still followed. The bed strewn with roses from throughout Paris, and the inside of this room, roses were growing like ivy around the room. Laying in this bed as if a dream, in my mind I hear murmurs and sweet nothings, catatonic, unable to move. Then the fangs came out, and while she is laying me in multiple ways, my blood spilled, but she opened her veins, and I was filled with a pungent blood. Feeling electric, the blood creeping and cracking, rushing through me, becoming flush. I had an orgasm produced by the blood. I am still titillated. This mad bacchanal eroticism goes ferociously for the day. Then I am brought food by maidens in gossamer silks of iridescent rainbow peacock hues. After the first night, I still cannot move. This carnival of lust transpires for a week. I am only fed every other day. By the time the party starts to wear down, I feel like I am at the end of my life, and not because of blood loss, for the blood that flows from her flowed within me. This blood did more than heal me completely. Whatever was occurring, this blood was more potent than my father's. On that last day, I fall unconscious. Then I awake and look around. On the small chest near my own bed, I see a silk with a blood-red kiss and a thank you. I read the note, then heard it from her mind. Oh, Yorik, what is this game involved and played outside inside of me to become and to do this life's moment? The attendant acts as if I was here for the week, working. I want to write Amadeus. My hand shakes. I spill ink across the vellum on the writing desk. I cannot seem to write these words. Maybe when I see him next.